My name is Philip and I've had severe acne for multiple years. And in this video, I actually want to give you the solution to actually getting clear skin, because personally, I've had acne and I've suffered from it and I've tried every single thing that the mainstream tells you to do. I've followed the, protocols. I've taken the supplements, I've taken the medication, the expensive creams. And even though I've done everything that the mainstream told me to do, I still ended up waking up, looking in the Snapchat camera with just a bunch of acne, just being in complete disgust with how I look. And I just wanted to stay inside because I didn't want to be seen out in public. I didn't even want to go to the grocery store. Once I switched from treating the symptom, which the mainstream focuses on, to actually treating the root cause, then I actually fixed my acne completely, and that's how I transformed my skin. So if you want the same results as me completely naturally without having to take any bullshit pills, then watch this video till the end, and I will promise you that you will actually understand why acne show up, why you have it, and what you can actually do about it. So let's get into it. So I was very insecure about my acne overall. It completely destroyed my self-confidence. I woke up in the morning, I grabbed my phone, I went into Snapchat, I looked at my skin and I was like, I don't even want to go to school today because I fucking woke up with 3 new yellow big ass pimples in my face. And the previous day, I thought I made everything right. I applied fucking everything on my face, and I was outside, I was, eating the healthiest food that I thought I was eating at the time. I made everything right, and this destroyed my self-confidence because in my friend group, I was seen as the health guy, I was the one not going to parties, I was the one not eating candy, but at the end of the day, I was the one that was looking the unhealthiest out of everyone in my friend group. Meanwhile, my friends, they were drinking alcohol, they were partying, they were eating processed foods, they were eating candy, and they still looked healthier than me. And I was the one that was supposed to be the health guy in my school and my friend group. And it was so fucking annoying, it was so triggering because I wanted the results of, someone that was being healthy. I wanted to look healthy because I was actually trying to take care of my health. I wasn't alone on this because mainstream studies actually shows that over half of the people who've ever had acne says it completely damages their self-confidence, and especially in social situations. So I know I'm not alone on this, or I'm not alone on this now because I actually got pretty clear skin compared to, back in the days. But I know that a lot of people actually suffers from this right now, and that's why I want to give you guys the true solution to getting clear skin. So my story and what I realized about acne. First of all, my acne started in combination with me trying to fix another insecurity, which was around my looks, around my body composition. So I started getting into the gym. I was eating a lot of food. I was eating chicken and rice, protein shakes, protein bars. I was dirty bulking. I was going to the gym 6 to 7 times a week, just completely, going to the gym, living this gym bro lifestyle, which ended up just completely actually destroying my health because my acne started to appear when I was going to the gym, drinking protein shakes, eating chicken and rice. I thought that I was healthy when I was doing these things, but this gym thing was actually causing my acne. This gym lifestyle was causing my acne. And then on top of that, I started to treat the symptom, which is the acne showing up, with topical applications. I remember when I was in school, when I was 18 years old, I had this dermatologist skincare routine that I had to do, which included me having to apply a cream every hour of the day. So when I was in school, every single hour I had to sneak to the bathroom to apply some synthetic, disgusting chemical-filled cream on my skin. And then I came back into my classroom just looking all shiny in my face with a bunch of pimples. I didn't like that at all. I felt super embarrassed doing that, having to sneak to the bathroom, applying some dumbass cream every hour just because I had acne, and everyone else in the classroom was, you know, they had clear skin. They were eating worse than me. I didn't understand what the fuck was wrong with me, to be honest. Like, I was so frustrated, and I thought that I was just like some dirty guy. I had to wash my sheets every week. I had to like clean my shirts. I had to clean my face all the time because randomly I was just like dirty, I guess. I was looking in the mirror every single day, every morning, asking like, what the fuck is wrong with me? Like, why? Like, what is wrong with me? Why am I born this way? Why do I have red ugly pimples showing up in my face? And not only that, I was also very bloated at that time. I had hair loss. I was so like ugly, I would say. And even though I was going to the gym and I had big muscles, I felt like something deeper was off. Like, I was living the lifestyle that I thought was very healthy, but it was just damaging me more and more. And the turning point here, after a few years of researching, of trying different things, of living in the shadows because I was so insecure, the turning point was actually realizing that my skin issue was an internal problem. It came from the inside, with my gut health, with the toxicity in my body, with my nervous system, and with my inflammation. All these 4 things basically led to me having acne. It was an internal issue, so it wasn't just me being dirty, it wasn't just hormones, it wasn't just genetics. It was actually accumulated toxins in my body, mainly, that caused detoxification through the skin. The core principles here that actually helped me with moving the needle forward, with getting clearer skin, was first of all understanding that my skin is a detox organ. So acne showing up in the face can mean that the body is pushing out toxins that you've accumulated throughout the years through the skin. And if your organs and your lymphatic system are overloaded with toxins, maybe let's say you've been eating processed foods, you've been using shampoos, you've been using chemical skincare things, you've been using fragrances, you've been using polyester clothing that is made out of plastic. You know, everything around us today are basically synthetic. And when you are exposed to that, your body has to be able to push that out again because it is unnatural. It doesn't want to have anything unnatural in the body. So when your lymphatic system, when your organs are overloaded, then your body will basically choose the exit pathway to push out these toxins because the organs, the lymphatic system cannot handle everything. So it chooses the skin to push out the toxins. So that is why you get pimples. That is why you get yellow, ugly looking, painful pimples in your skin. That is the first thing that you have to realize. You shouldn't be mad that you have pimples pushing out through your skin. You should be mad that you don't understand how to get rid of or how to properly detoxify. Because that is the first thing that you need to do, be able to detoxify properly and support detoxification instead of suppressing the symptoms. Second of all is that your gut health is your priority, because after years of consuming processed foods, after years of eating average, normal foods, that is very hard to digest, that just leads to you actually damaging your gut. Toxins and food will leak through the gut barrier. And when food and toxins are leaking through the gut barrier, damaging your gut, it will once again get pushed to the skin. And your toxins will have to leave the body through the skin because it cannot do it in another way. So that's also very important to actually focus on healing your gut health. Then the third thing here can be seen as extreme in some people, but I've spoken about this in all my videos on my YouTube channel. It is raw animal-based nutrition, and I have a video about this, so go check that out, where I compare raw food versus cooked foods. I believe raw foods is the way nature and God intended us to eat our foods. Raw foods will help you to actually bind the toxins and calm the nervous system, so detoxification can happen smoothly instead of through breakouts. And one very important thing to understand about raw foods is that raw foods contains enzymes and bacteria that helps you to heal your body, to heal your gut health. enzymes and bacteria are not harmful at all. They help you to restore your gut. Then the third thing here is nervous system and stress. Because if you are in a state of fear and high cortisol where you're stressing over work, you're stressing over school, you're stressing over social situations, you're anxious, then it doesn't actually matter if you have the most perfect diet, because your body will not actually feel safe enough to digest the food and to use the nutrients properly to heal your body. So one very important thing is to be able to actually understand that, okay, I need to make my body feel safe. Okay, so if you have anxiety, if you're stressing over work, make sure to, meditate, do breath work, overcome your anxiety with going outside of your comfort zone, understanding where your fears come from, and so on. I also have all this in my school community, which I will talk about. And overall, to actually heal your nervous system and, lowering your cortisol, you'll have to get sunlight, you have to be grounded, you have to do movement, and actually have deep sleep. And this is exactly why mainstream advice is so bullshit, because they tell you to treat the surface symptoms. They tell you to apply things on your face instead of actually asking yourself, why is acne showing up? And no, it's not genetics. No, it is not because you have some hormones that are just like randomly fucking up your body. It is these things that I just spoke about. If you follow the mainstream advice, you can do that. You can doubt my system, you can doubt my advice, and you can follow the mainstream advice, but that's only if you want to be average, if you want to look like everyone else, if you want to be obese, if you want to be bloated, if you want to have acne. Sure, don't listen to me, listen to the doctors, listen to the dermatologists, but in the end, you will still have health issues. So what did I actually do to fix my skin in 3 weeks? First of all, I removed all the triggers that triggered the acne in the first place. So this is gluten, pasteurized dairy, nuts, vegetables, processed foods, everything unnatural in my diet I removed completely, because I understood that acne is a modern issue. So if we're eating modern food, if we're living a modern lifestyle, I will still have acne. So that's a very, easy principle to understand around acne. It's an important principle to understand that acne is not natural. It is not a natural thing to have. It is only occurred when you live a modern lifestyle. So then after that, I also introduced more raw animal-based foods on top of that. I focused heavily on daily movement, on moving my lymphatic system every single day, and also supporting detoxification. So, if you're stagnant all the time, you will have toxins in your body that is not being expelled through the lymphatic system. So being, in motion all the time, moving your body, going for walks and so on is very important. Also doing some certain detoxification protocols if you're actually not being able to heal your acne fast enough. The third and last one is very important. I cut out everything unnatural in my environment. Shampoos, soaps, fragrances, face washes, supplements, anything unnatural that touches my skin or that I breathe in or that is, in my environment, I just cut it out. Because everything unnatural that somehow enters your body will also need to get expelled somehow. So that's why acne can, appear, because your body is expelling toxins and unnatural chemicals that you have in your environment that you're consuming on a daily basis. If you're tired of dealing with acne, even in your 20s, you've tried the quick fixes, you've tried the pills, you've tried the creams, and you don't actually want to go out in public, you don't want to get seen in public, you want to just stay inside because you're very unconfident in social situations just because of your acne, and you want to get access to the exact protocols that I used and that my clients used to heal our acne, then I suggest you to check out my school community where we focus on the root cause instead of the symptoms. You don't want to be focusing on treating the symptoms when you have a root problem issue, basically. You'll get access to that in my Back to Basics community, including a bunch of different things, how to achieve top 1% health, and also direct guidance from me, myself, who's been researching and going through this painful process around my skin. Let's get back to basics. Let's get back your self-confidence, and let's get you some clear skin. And I hope to see you guys in there.